remember, I told y'all from the moment that this man stepped foot in the presidential race that when this time came, I would definitely be doing a video Donald Trump and that the straw hat, straw broom, tumbleweed ass toupee that he be rocking has been arrested. Say it with me. Say it with me. Arrested. I know y'all just said it. I know you said it. Let's take some time to celebrate. Let's take some time to celebrate, talk about what this really means, the potential of him winning or losing this case, and also some people's reactions. Let's go.
Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. You don't know what.
Now, as usual, the links for all the articles that I'm going to be pulling from will be in my description. Also in my description are links to not only my podcast, which you can find on patreon.com/AdrianExpression, but also my other YouTube channel. HBO just talked about doing an Aegon the Conqueror prequel series, so I talked about that over there. So yeah, go check that out. So before Tuesday on social media, on Truth Social, I guess, Trump said this: heading to Lower Manhattan, the courthouse seems so surreal. Wow, they're going to arrest me. And it's just like, girl, yes, they are. I don't know what you want me to say. And we're waiting for the moment. Now, a lot of people were expecting a mugshot and all that shit. We're not getting that. I don't think we're going to get it. But they fingerprinted his ass or whatever. Either way, Donald Trump has become the first president to be arrested and charged. And by the way, just because I thought this fact was interesting, a lot of people were saying that Donald Trump was the first president, former president, whatever, to be arrested, and that apparently is not true. I looked it up. Ulysses S. Grant was the first president to get arrested. Apparently, he liked fast horses. And he was arrested in 1872 for speeding on a street in Washington. So I thought that was interesting. Either way, on Tuesday, Trump went to court where he was arrested and charged with 34 felony counts of fraud in a 16-page indictment. He pleaded not guilty to all those 34 felony counts. These charges relate to a $130,000 payment we already know made to buy the silence of an adult film actress, Stormy Daniels. The wire transfer apparently happened 12 days before he won the election. So some of the information we already know. Miss Daniels says that she had an affair with Mr. Trump in 2006, which he has always denied, but in 2016, when she tried to sell her account of what happened to the media, Michael Cohen, Mr. Trump's lawyer, paid her $130,000 to keep quiet, but you denied it. Anyway, girl, Trump is accused of falsifying his business records in the first degree by saying that the payment was for legal fees. I guess technically, girl. I guess technically it was for legal fees, bitch. I guess that's why he be doing these speeches talking about, I didn't do anything wrong. What are y'all talking about? I guess it technically was for legal fees, girl. You are so stupid. So let's get to the bottom line. Is he going to jail if found guilty? The most likely outcome is that he's probably not going to jail. Y'all, like, this ain't no mugshot, ain't no picture of this motherfucker behind bars. He ain't going to jail. A lot of the experts are saying that he's probably going to be receiving some kind of fine. Some of the counts, some of the stuff have like the maximum sentence, I think, of 4 years. Let me see. Falsifying business records is usually prosecuted as a misdemeanor, but the charges against Trump are all the lowest category of felony in New York, which carries a maximum prison sentence of 4 years per count. Legal experts tell the BBC, however, that time behind bars is unlikely. Associated Press says this: Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said it was Trump's effort to cover up crimes related to the 2016 election that allowed prosecutors to elevate the charges to felonies. Falsifying business records would normally be misdemeanors, but because Bragg says these crimes were done in an effort to commit or conceal other crimes, they bumped it up. The indictment, however, raises many thorny issues about state and federal law that could provide openings for the defense to attack the charges to try to get them tossed before the case even makes it to trial. The bottom line is that it's murky, said Richard Hansen, an expert in election law and professor at the University of California, Los Angeles Law School. He continues and says, and the district attorney did not offer a detailed legal analysis as to how they can do this, how they can get around these potential hurdles, and it could potentially tie up the case for a long time. They said it is not clear whether candidates for federal office can be prosecuted in cases involving state election laws. The defense may argue that the case can't be brought in state court if it involves a federal election law. Prosecutors, however, alluded to another accusation involving tax law, and that's what some experts are saying, that like if you talk about tax law, that probably will have is a safer bet than campaign finance crimes if we're talking about getting Trump ass out of here. Also, even if Trump is arrested, he can and imprisoned, he could still theoretically run for president and win an election. There is nothing in the US Constitution to prevent Trump from continuing his election campaign now that he's being charged. This is just a reminder though that he is in deeper legal trouble than just with the New York case, right? So prosecutors in Georgia are also investigating Trump's attempts and his allies' attempts to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state. And remember all those classified documents and stuff that were mishandled at Trump's Florida home, as well as him trying to undo the presidential election. So this is just one case that he's facing. If you're wondering how Trump responded, he made a speech at Mar-a-Lago, I think. And these are some of the things that he said. They can't beat us at the ballot box, so they try to beat us through the law. We are a nation in decline, and now these radical left lunatics want to interfere in elections by using law enforcement. And I just find it so interesting just seeing which times law enforcement, like to conservatives, law enforcement is fine, is cool, they're to be trusted, and which times they ain't shit and they're using it against us. I'm just like, okay girl. He goes on, he said, the only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. Okay, how you gonna defend it from you, girl? This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately. That's what he said. Van Jones, I'm getting on your ass because you were up on CNN talking about you can't help but feel bad for the guy. This is what Van Jones' old tap dancing ass has said. You never feel more helpless than in that situation. The government is bigger than you. The state is bigger than you. You don't have power and control. You're looking at people who can control your life, and it's a very bad feeling. And I think that there's really nothing to celebrate here. Even those of us who are opponents of Trump's politics and his policies, Van Jones, I mean, take the tap dancing shoes off for one moment. Give them bunions a rest, girl. I know your feet tired. Give your arches, give them heels, give them toes, them scrunched up toes, give them toes a rest. This black man on CNN, Van Jones continuing. This is a sobering moment, I think, for Trump. And there's a lot of pain that comes as you go through this process. There's pain in his marriage, there's pain for your kids. He's a grandfather. There's a lot of human stuff that the cameras can capture, but I can tell you, having spent time with defendants, this is one of the worst moments of anybody's life. I don't take any celebration, and seeing him looking that way he looks. Now, it doesn't mean that accountability is not owed. We don't know what he's gonna be charged with. There's a lot more, but at the moment, that's not a conqueror. That is a granddad having a very bad day. And I'm just like, I had a very bad day having to listen to this black man tap dance like that shit on fucking CNN, girl. And I don't even watch CNN like that, but I'm talking about the clips that made it to my social media. Like, bitch, seeing Van Jones talk about, oh, but we can't celebrate. This man is in cahoots with the people like the fucking Proud Boys and white supremacists and shit. Like, what are you talking about? Those are the worst kinds of niggas, bro. Like, they get on TV, they get platformed just to be a doormat for white supremacy. I'm just like, bitch, I don't feel bad for his ass. He don't care about his fucking kids. He don't care about the fact that he a granddad. He don't care about his motherfucking family. He care about himself. Why the fuck you care about his shit more than he do, girl? Van Jones is so annoying, bro. And the last reaction to this I'll talk about is Marjorie Taylor Greene's reaction, and I'm so sorry that we have to address this weirdo. I'm so sorry that we have to address this attack on Titan in the face looking ass motherfucker. Like, I'm so sorry, girl. But she was over here talking about, oh, well, Donald Trump being arrested by the government is almost the same. It's just like Nelson Mandela getting arrested by their government. It's just like Jesus getting arrested by their government. And I'm just like, y'all are really, but like, she sounds ridiculous, but she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows that people who are extremely dedicated to Trump, people in the alt-right, definitely see his ass as a martyr, going up there as a fucking martyr. It's just like responses like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the fact that we already know that she's just feeding their base, right? Like, it just highlights how cultish the nature of Trumpism and all that shit is. Extremely cultured. This woman said that Trump is just like Nelson Mandela, girl. The way that y'all would take people's messages like Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King, y'all will fuck them up. You know what I mean? Y'all do not like what these people stood for. Then you try to invoke their name while trying to simultaneously uplift people like Trump who had the opposite, who have opposite ideals and values as the people that you would literally spit on if they was in front of you. I hate it. You talking about Nelson Mandela, girl? Get Trump ass out of here. Get Marjorie Taylor Greene ass out of here. Get Van Jones ass out of here. Get all these weirdos out of here. Oh, I was hoping so badly for a mugshot, because bitch, you know that would have been in my thumbnail. They said he's not gonna get no mugshot, y'all. I wanted a mugshot so bad. Watching the American government arrest members or former members of the American government, watching the American government go after the American government, it's just like, just do your show, girl. Go piss, girl. Do your show, girl. That's it. Like, this is crazy. Anyway, get his ass out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. Check out the links in my description, like I said, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening. I know
Yeah, you could blow me. I ain't the only. You so lonely, insecure, they don't control me. I ain't the only. Press the holy, worship me.